Hello, today I'm gonna try to set up a development environment in a Docker container on my home server. So I've already asked Claude here for a bit of instructions. I'm in the middle of the conversation. But I've explained that I have Coolify. So that's a software for managing server. So that's what I have here. I set up a project and then I will set up a service here. So I've asked Claude a little bit just what I want. So I would like to use a Docker Compose file. And then I want to have Fedora inside a Docker container. And then I would also like to have a volume to store my home folder in the Fedora Docker container. So if I restart or recreate the container or update it, then I want to keep my home folder. And I think that's basically it. So I have not tried this before, really. So we will see if I manage to get it working. So we're going to start to go over here and we will see add a resource and see what it looks like. So this is in Coolify. So you can take an empty Docker compose. I think maybe that's what we will do. Or it's with the Git repository. Maybe that's the way. I think among these pre-made services, that's not what I want. If it's these are already things you can easily host that people have already looked at and made a Docker Compose file for. It's a lot of different things here. But I think Claude it suggested taking a repository, since I think if we go in here. Then it would be a single file. So if we go back. And here with Claude, we will have a Docker Compose file, but also the Docker file for the Fedora container. So the Compose file, it would say something about Fedora. It will use a Docker file and how it will be configured and about the volumes. And here's the volume. That's it will be mounted here as home. And account, and then the Docker file. So it's separate files. So we will see if we can get that to work. And so let's get started. I have not tried this with the Docker Compose. I modified a few services on my home server, but this will be the first time I do this with the Docker file as well to write it. I've done them individually, but we will see. So let's start with maybe creating a project. So if we go here, and let's call it something dev machine maybe. And then we need to take this, but we will take a look at that later and compare with what they the already pre-made ones for Coolify, and compare with that and see. We're just deleting these blank spaces. I think they're a bit ugly. And we save this as Docker Compose YAML, I think. Yes. So then we got some syntax highlighting as well. New. Do new or not? I forgot. New maybe. Oh no, I don't know. We got this. Maybe we can buffer delete. I think yes, and then we do that with the Docker file as well. There. So it was on the first window or desktop. So we do with Docker file there, paste it in, and we call it Docker file. So we got some syntax highlighting here as well. So this is, I haven't told all of these things. It's a lot what just Claude has thought I need. So I think we can remove some things that I'm not interested in, at least for now, like compilers. I don't need these things. Tmux we can keep. This I have heard about, but skip it for now. I don't know. We can skip this ones as well. 𝗬𝗧 I like. This, I don't know what it is. Delete. Maybe these are good to have. I don't know if I will use them, but they might be good. This sounds like good to have as well. And is 39 the latest, really? Fedora. Let's see, what is the latest version? 44 is the future, and 43 is the current one. So we do 43. Save. And here it's creating a user. And configuring SSH. So it's not permitting root login. Password authentication is yes. Maybe it's just to be able to log in for the first time. Maybe. Because I think it's not recommended to have it on, but the first time you need to be able to log in somehow so you can get your SSH key onto the machine. Let's see what it does here. Setting up SSH for the user. I don't want that. Maybe we can skip this with Tmux. I don't know what that is. I think this is an own way to install Claude code. Yeah, that's like a bit of the purpose why I want to have this dev machine. I would like to be able to have it running on my home server and then be able to log in with SSH and attach to Tmux and see my console, and then be able to run Claude code prompts there. So like development and also doing with LLM Vibecoding there. But yeah, I think that's an own way to install it. So let's check. They recently packaged it as a different way. So we take that, I think. Let's see. I don't think you need npm anymore for that. So we delete, put it there. So you can skip that for now. SSH port, sure. Oh, yeah, maybe that's it for now. We can maybe try to just start this VM locally as well. So we can tell that to Claude here. We just like to try the Docker container locally. Start the Docker container locally on. To verify that it works, what's the command for it? I think it's something like a Docker build, and then you need to give it a name, and yeah, then you need to start it and then attach. So that's with compose, but I would like to just start the Docker file. Build the Docker file, start a container and attach to it. What are the commands? So let's see what it says. So here we have the build command. Here to start the container and attach. And here we see with the SSH port, it will be, instead of 22, we will have this port. And let's try. So we need to go to the folder first, Docker build. Let's call this something else. dev machine. So we'll see if it can build it. Now it needs to download a Fedora image. And later we will start the container. So now it's updating it. Let's just here needs to be dev machine instead. So we can copy and then so close. Now I got Node.js, it looks like anyways. Maybe it's some dependency here. Or it was already installed, or I don't know. Maybe it's needed for something else. Error. So something with this file exists, it says. So it was an older version of the container first. Something might have changed. Okay, I will lose what I had copied, but I guess that's fine. So copied. I changed the Docker file to this, but I get this error when building. So, and then we copy here, go over here, paste, and ask. Cannot create directory. Oh, maybe we should just have deleted this line, perhaps. We will see what it suggests. Easy fix is to use -p, so it creates it if it doesn't already exist. That's smart. So we do that. But this in var folder feels a little bit unnecessary to even be around there. It should just be working. I think we can delete that altogether. We try to build again. So what's interesting with the Docker is like each command, like the run command, it's kind of like a Git history, that it's starting from one point and then it adds like a commit, and here's another commit. So this is like a stack that it builds upon. So we can see here. It has already cached the results from these steps, so it builds them. Each command is like a build command. And that's why it's like important to, like, when you update and install things, it's good to do the cleaning in the same command. Otherwise, like, you install and have maybe a lot of extra things, and if you clean it in a separate command, then it's like gets committed in the history with all this junk. So it's good to install and clean in the same command, so the junk doesn't like get committed in the history. But now it was done, so we will go back here, and we needed a start container command. So we go here, and then we say the name is dev machine, and there also, we didn't see that before. Run docker ps. So here we can see that it's running, and we can attach to it. Alternative is to SSH. I don't know what the password is, but maybe it's something I haven't read, or maybe it's the dev that is. Maybe I don't know what _dev means in this case here, but maybe it's the username and then the password. We try this. Bash, we keep it here. We change to dev machine. So now in here, do we have 𝗬𝗎? Can we change to? I don't remember if how to change the user. I think it was 𝗬𝗎, but maybe not. I guess we don't have anything installed. Can we start Claude? Nope. I think it should be Claude, at least. That is the command. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if SSH works. So if we exit, how do we leave this? I'm unsure now. Let's ask. Can't maybe remove this with thinking. I have the container. This attach. I don't want to accidentally like close it or stop it, the container. Control D or exit. Can we do Control D? Oh yeah, maybe it's this, since I did 𝗬𝗧, maybe. No. Okay, done. Let's see if it's still running. Yes. So then we try to SSH into it. Yes, we say that we trust it. Try with the dev as a password. Yes, it worked. Okay, and now it seems like I'm in the home folder, so we can see what folder we are in, home/dev. Maybe we can move this to the left, so we maybe see a bit better. So it's possible to SSH into it. That's nice. But then it was with this Claude command that doesn't work. But we can try now with our user here. No, still not. Maybe it's something we need to add to our .bashrc file to tell, add it to the paths that are runnable. So if we just take this error when logged in as dev, try to run Claude, I get this error. Pasted it like that with the mouse. So let's see. Yeah, like I said, with the path, it might not be set up correctly. Is there something we have? Let's see the install instructions. Might be something we have missed, or I wonder if there's some. If this can be done just like in one command without any user input. Quick start. If we just try for fun to run this on the machine and see what happens. If we get some dialogue or something. Setting up Claude Code, installing Claude Code native build, latest. Installed. Do I have it? No. Oh yeah. It's weird then that with Docker file that it didn't work there. Let's do light mode. But I would like it to work in the Docker file, so maybe we will just quit this. So quit. So we can ask Claude why this doesn't work. here we have, so if I SSH into the machine and run, then it works, but not when it gets installed with the Docker file. So let's copy here. And that's the current way to install Claude. We can turn on this with thinking. Let's hope it gets some good answer. We'll see. Thinking. So it thinks it's installed as a root directory, but I'm not so sure. Here is with 𝗬. We can try this and see what happens. So we go down here. Let's paste. Was that everything? And then it has these. This. Add that. I think that's it. So, and we go over here. So we logged out. And now I think like it's running. So is it with stop maybe? So the image is called the same as the container. Stop and Docker remove. I think we can delete the whole, or it's rm, I think, like that. And then we run the build command again. So it has cached all the previous steps, and now it will just rerun from here and the following commands. So we'll see. But it is setting up Claude code. I think I remember seeing it in previous time as well. But we will see if it makes any difference now when it's being run as the dev user. So, and then how was it with the start? Let's see, how did we start it? So then it's run, do run, and then we want to attach, so it's on with exec, or yeah, it should be that exec. But then it says a root user, so try with SSH again. Dev. Let's see if we have Claude. Okay, great. So as a dev user now we have a Claude. So we can do light mode, and then I have a Claude account. So let's see if it opens. Or click. Here we want to authorize it. Yes. Copy code. So login successful. Press enter to continue. Press enter to continue. Yes, we trust this folder. Great, so now it seems to be working. So we have a working Docker file, and we can quit this. Quit this as well. So now we want to proceed with the compose file. But now we know we have a working Docker file at least. So let's go back here in the dialog we had. So the Docker Compose file, we had already, if we go back here, we had already pasted this in. But let's look at some Coolify compose GitHub. They have this folder here. And that's for the services that we saw earlier when looking in Coolify, when we wanted to start the service. We can see something that has been fairly recently updated. Oh, maybe take anything. There was something 2 months old. Not sure what this is. It doesn't have the version number, which we saw here, 3.8. I don't know if that matters. And yeah, I don't really understand yet everything with Coolify and their Docker Compose files. But they have, I don't know if it's like universal for Docker Compose or just Coolify, but it's like these placeholders. So you are able to like customize variables. And this one has a volume. That's good. And they also have this with health check. But let's maybe take inspiration from this, or we can check something else as well. This was new. Curious about that with the version number, but don't have that here. Last month, 𝗬𝗧, so that's the latest project from DHH and his company. It's a Kanban tracking tool from Basecamp. So maybe we can, this is quite clean, not that many services, so maybe we can use this to take some inspiration. The services, the service name, and then the image, some environment variables, volumes, and we also want to set up a volume. And then, yeah, we can try with the health check. I don't know if, or we skip that for now. I don't know what it would really do. Here, I guess it's running on port 80 and pings something on this 𝗬𝗧 service. So maybe we skip that part. We take this at least. Here we got a lot of stuff. Maybe we can delete most of this. I don't know what most even means. What is this, like deploy and this stuff? I think we can. Let's paste it in here. So we call it dev machine. I hope it's allowed with dashes here. The image though, container name. Okay, maybe we need this with build. Since we are using a Docker file, it's not already a Docker container, so we're gonna have to build it in the process. Okay, then I understand. So we will have to have a build and then container name. Not sure about this with host name and restart, so maybe we leave that for now. Context is here, Docker file. Call it dev machine. Skip this with the image. I don't think we will have any environment variables, at least not for now. We can do without, I think. And optional resource limits. So, if it's optional, we can skip it, I think. Then it had this with volume separately, but I think we skipped that. But somewhere it should be, okay, here. Dev home dev. So let's call it dev machine home, and then we mount this as home dev. Skip that. Maybe we need it with the ports. Okay, maybe take that. I think we're quite done then, perhaps. Mount your local SSH key. Not sure if I know what this does. I think maybe it's if in this folder has this sort of file, but we keep it simple for now. I think we can remove on this and then try to run it and see what happens. So we go over here, docker ps, so we wanted to stop it and remove it. So, and now let's go back to Claude. We can close that one, close. So, and now we want to try to run it with the Docker Compose instead. Let's see where we had that. It was here. Docker Compose up -d. I don't know what that means. Docker Compose up. Let's do it help and see 𝗬𝗓𝗏. Run containers in the background. Okay. Let's try that. Dev machine refers to undefined volume. Dev machine home invalid compose project. Maybe I needed to keep that. If we go back here, so among what I deleted, it was this. Maybe I just need to keep that. So we have it here. And then the volume there. Right. So delete. So, and then we go over here again and we try again. Okay, now it works. Container dev machine created. But is anything running? Yes. So that's the image. It got a different name. And we can see the name of the container as well. Let's try to SSH into it. And this went so quick also because it has like cached these things since we already built the Docker file once. Dev. Okay, good. We're here. Let's leave that. So then we have something working, and I think we should put it in a Git repository and then point Coolify at it. So if we do a public repository from the supported Git providers, which ones are supported? I don't know if we can try with. I wanted to do 𝗘𝗺𝗶𝗹. We'll see if it works. So we do a new repository. Let's call it dev machine. Create. Can go over here, git init. So it has initialized an empty Git repository. I think master is the default branch con, but let's do main. It seems like it's kind of standard nowadays to call it main instead. Here it adds a readme, but we don't want to do that. Then commit, and we can add a remote. Let's see, we have this, git add. I can look at what we have staged. It's always good to confirm before committing what you are committing. Good, and then we make a commit. Create doc file and docker file. So git push, and I think it will complain. Or no, okay, it did work. Sometimes you need to do this the first time for it to be happy with where to push it. Let's refresh. Okay, now we have it here. So then we go over here. So it suggests HTTPS, but I see that it mentions, okay, so it's for private repositories. Then it would be Git. So that's with over SSH. Let's go over here. We go here, take that, and see, check. Main, Docker Compose we want to build with. It's base directory, so it's immediately in the base here. We have the Docker Compose. Yeah, continue and see what happens. Not found. Docker Compose. YAML with. We skipped A. So if we move this to Docker YAML. I thought YML was standard, but apparently not. You can see, what have they called here? Okay, it's with an A. Didn't know that. So then we add all changes. Rename. Oh, again, just git push. So let's try that. So we should have the latest there now, and then let's go over here again. Oh, now it has created this. So I wonder if can we do reload? Will it? Okay. See, it seems like it fetched it again. Oh, maybe I could have made a custom location otherwise. But anyways, let's see. Then I want to deploy, I guess. And it has this logs tab as well, where you can see some information. Importing. So I've never done this before. We'll see what happens. I'm a bit curious. And then I need to SSH into it as well. It would be fun if it works. So I guess it's building it, so it needs to download Fedora and run all those commands. So it took a little while when I did it. But yeah, let's try to think what's the next step. Then I want to SSH into the machine when it's running to verify that it's working. Here is the address to it. So that's to Coolify. So we will see with the SSH port. Did I leave that in? So maybe I can take this and then replace this with 2222. It's in here at least. So hopefully it starts with the SSH available. Deployment in progress. Removing old container, starting new application, new container started. Gracefully shutting down build container. Okay, so it was a separate container for building and a Docker file, I guess. It's running. Let's see if we try to SSH into with the dev user, and then not sure if you can do this. I think it's a separate flag. Isn't it like that, perhaps? Permission denied. I wonder why that is. Okay, so I figured out what was wrong. I did a little bit of investigation, and apparently I used the wrong flag, so it's not capital P, it's lowercase p, then it should work. So if I try that, lowercase p, then it's trying to authenticate, so it's we need to accept this, yes, and now it should be dev as a password, yes, it's working. So now we try to run Claude, see if it's installed. Yes. Yes. And we will do this with authentication again. Go over here. Authorize. Copy code. Paste it in. Yes, and accept. And now we're back here. So then, but now it's running on my home server. So I am able to. I could git clone a project and then yes, go into it, start Claude and let it work, and then it would be running on the home server. So then I can SSH into it and get back to it. And like when I log in, yeah, that's something that would be need to fix. So now it's with password and it's just dev is the password. So this would like obviously need to be replaced with using SSH an SSH key instead. But we have verified that it's working at least. And also another step would be to set up Tmux. I think it's installed. Now I don't really remember the commands for it, but you can disattach. Maybe I exited it now. I don't remember, but like if you want to be able to resume where you was, maybe you can ask Claude for that. I can close that. How do I start Tmux session? Disattach and attach again to it. It was a while ago since I used Tmux, so I would need to refresh my memory about that. Here we can give it a name. Control AD to disattach. I don't know where it's getting this from. Since I don't have said that I have Tmux config, but maybe it's meant it made something up earlier in the conversation, maybe. But let's try with this. Give it a name. Control B D. Control B D. Okay, so now we're detached, and we will try to attach to it. Tmux attach. And it was tdev then, attach. So it has this name. So if we like start Claude, yes, please make a readme random yunk. And then BD, no, Control B, D. So now we're disattached, but what did I do here? I accidentally interrupted it. So we want to do this and then exit. So now I'm not connected to my home server anymore. But if I connect to it again, so here our prompt is gone and we want to resume what we did last. So then we do this attach. And now it has, we have all these Claude things here. So it's asking me to create a README. We can use it was just to showcase, but now we have resumed it where it was. Okay, and it's done. So yeah, this is just to illustrate the point that in this way it's possible to keep a session running and close it and then resume later. What did it write? Some junk. But I think that's it for me today. We have created a Docker file and a Docker Compose file. It was a bit new things for me, but it was educational. And I have pushed it to this repository. So if you're interested in doing the same, feel free to look at this. And I can highly recommend Coolify. It's a very nice piece of software. So it is using Docker files for all services. So I have some running, like Nextcloud, for instance, I have running on my home server, and it's available here in Coolify as a pre-made service. It's very easy to get it up and running. But it's based on Docker files and Docker volumes, and so it's kind of like a thin wrapper around it. You're not like locked into anything on the home server. It is just Docker containers that are running there, that you can easily like pull the latest version and redeploy. So like if I would ever want to leave Coolify, it's very easy. It's just to uninstall Coolify, and I have all my Docker containers still running there. So Coolify is more like a nice interface to be able to manage your home server and all the Docker files that are running there. I haven't like explored everything, but it is kind of like being marketed as an alternative to like 𝗏𝗏𝗡 or Heroku, or like you're able to build your own, like, I don't know what to call it, like private hosting environment with your own container and storage and things like that. So you can like build your own service and host it in Coolify. I'm running this on my home server, but there are many people who run it in the cloud, and you can easily set that up. Like many people, they mention 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗟. 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗟, I think it's called. So that's German hosting service, and it's very cheap, I think, what I've seen. So let's see, what would it be? It is a cloud, maybe? I don't really remember. I haven't used them myself, but if you just check here, so it's in Germany, and then you can see what you get here. What kind of performance? It's exclusive VAT. But I think it's well worth like comparing this to like is it what is that one called with the droplets? DigitalOcean. That one is popular. I think they spend a lot of money on marketing. But if you compare to this, I think you would probably get a better price on 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗟. And I think also if you like compare with the popular ones like AWS and Azure and Google Cloud platform. So that's worth checking out. But with Coolify, I think it's fun to run it locally on my own home server. So like my blog, DanOpcode here, that's actually running on my home server. And then I have with Cloudflare, they have a service, Cloudflare-D, I think it was at least called when I installed it. I don't know if they have renamed it. Cloudflare-D. I think 𝗏𝗏𝗡𝗟, I guess it's the maybe name now, or maybe it was in the past. But the repository is Cloudflare-D. So that's something I've installed on my home server. So with that, it's possible to like expose a local, a port to a service on your local network, and then make it public. So that's what I've done here. It's publicly on the internet, but I haven't exposed any like port or so to my home network, and I don't even know if I have any like static IP to my home network. So like if you have a dynamic IP that might change, it's quite nice to be able to use Cloudflare-D. So you don't need to think about like your IP changing, and don't have to think about opening any port. So if you don't want to do that, then it's quite nice with this service. I guess you have to put your domain name on Cloudflare, but that's what I prefer to do anyways for what I set up online. So that's a recommendation. So I think that's it. We have set up a dev machine with Coolify. and Docker Compose, and got it running, and installed Claude, and got something ready. And there are some more things to tweak on, but I think we got a good starting point to do actual development here. I think that was everything I wanted to show you today. I think we learned a lot, and I hope we see each other another time. And please feel free to leave a comment if you have anything else you would like to see, and have any tips for me to do. So yeah, bye bye. See you.